Hi, welcome back to Tiny Classrooms Live.
Hi, the doctor here, Don Zulu in Taos, New Mexico.
And I'm Artie Nathan, the HR guy here in the Adirondack Mountains in upstate New York. And our topic today is remote work isn't working.
Is your company doing it wrong? And so we're going to chat about that a bit today. So why don't you lead us off, Artie?
6 months ago when this all started and everybody got sent home and everybody started working from home and everybody discovered Zoom,
Yeah.
it became uh, an interesting thing. And everybody was willing to put up with it, but they thought it was short term. They thought this can't go on for very long. And after a while, companies started to open up a little bit, and that didn't quite work. And they started to bring everybody back, and then they sent some people back home. And guess what? 6 months into this, remote work is the new normal. And I think it's going to be that way for a long time.
I think you're right. But in a sense, in this current pandemic, remote work isn't actually remote work. It's made a lot harder for people, right, by the circumstances of the crisis, lack of childcare, anxiety about getting sick or losing a job, inability to work in person, even if it's desirable. But employees are generally satisfied with how it's going.
Well, people adapt very quickly and well to new things.
Yeah.
If in fact they are reinforced appropriately by their leaders,
Mhm.
if they're given the tools that they need and the training to use those tools and the support. And then if they're given the space to figure it out, to work their way into it, and to learn this new normal, I think it'll work. And I think it can work for a long time.
Yeah. I think, and so we've talked about, come up with maybe 5 things that the executives um, have said would change remote work from the office to the work to working well in a remote environment. So let's talk about the first one. Designate time for work and non-work.
Well, everybody's been talking about a work-life balance
Yeah.
20, 25 years. It's been a buzzword around companies.
Mhm.
And, you were at work and you were expected to be at work when you were at work and you were expected to do something else when you were home. But now that they're mixed up together,
Yeah.
people have to figure it out. And leaders have to encourage people to set the tone and the schedule. Do what you're doing at work now and then stop. Put the computer away. Go do something else. Leaders can have a big impact on this.
That's absolutely right. And something you and I've talked about for years and we've written extensively about is the difference between output and input stuff. And so we should judge performance, particularly now, but not the schedule. Judge what is created and produced by the individuals in a desirable time frame. Don't worry about their schedule.
Right. And the schedules will make up for themselves as long as you're focused on the performance and the output. So important.
That's
And then I think we all got enamored with these Zoom meetings, and
right.
every call, every interaction had to be a Zoom meeting. And I think you have to start slashing the number of meetings. You're going to still need meetings. When you do, make them appropriate and timely and finite.
That's right.
Get through what you're going to do, communicate well about them, and follow up and reinforce them afterwards.
All right. So short, small, and to the point.
Yeah,
It's a good.
like me.
Yeah. Yeah, like you. So, and we want to connect our colleagues, don't we? People miss their office friendships, and this often leads, and those office friendships often lead to better work. So we've got to figure out how to keep those office friendships and relationships intact, even remotely.
You're right. Interestingly, my son-in-law works for a big company. He was home working. He was able to. And then they called everybody back. And then they figured that that wasn't going to work if they were going to be able to distance themselves. So now he works a week in the office and the next week at home. And
Huh.
others do the opposite schedule. So for him, he has seen this become the new norm. And he's had to adapt in the same ways we're talking here.
That alternate working schedule is a good way to socially distance in a sense, isn't it? And keep the volume of people in the room down to a minimum level. And you want to include everyone. Remote work can lead to feeling excluded, can't it? Nobody's called me today. I'm sitting here alone, right? So without daily contact, people might reach out only to those that they know the best. And it can be harder to assert oneself on a video chat or a conference call, can't it?
A leader has to pay attention to this. They have to contact somehow everybody, whether it's a Zoom call, a regular phone call, a text, an email, or a card that they put through the snail mail, and making sure that everybody is part of the team, feels a part of the team, and feels appreciated.
So thanks for being here today on this particular effort on Artie's and my part. Some tips for how to make remote work work a little better and avoid some of the problems that a lot of firms are encountering. So thank you for being here.
And let us know if you have any other topics you'd like to discuss. We appreciate talking to you today. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.